Hey everyone, it's Parker from Aligned Online. It's May 5th, and happy Cinco de Mayo, and we are doing another Codeside Assistance, our weekly group support call for clients where we try to dig in and help them with whatever they need. Jessica, hi, you're on the line.
Nice, thank you. We have a few things we gotta figure out today, hopefully.
All right, let's share my desktop here. Hang on. Building a landing page in Lead Pages. What are we doing today? What are we looking at?
Okay, so I know one thing we have to do is train me on adding HTML to order forms to upsell. So I guess you have a really neat thing on your order forms where you can have an upsell section.
Yeah, this is an Infusionsoft. There's a couple hacks for. You know what? Why don't we go over them? I'm going to show you a couple hacks in Infusionsoft for the order pages. So, and it's something you Infusionsoft is unfortunately one of those things where it's not always obvious how things work. So we're going to try to. I'll show you what I did, and then if you need, do you want to do it in yours or do you want to do it in mine?
Yours probably, because I think it's just for future order forms.
Okay, so one of the things we're going to do here. So Infusionsoft has products that you can have a link to, but you can also create an order form that gives a little nicer display and gives you some flexibility in terms of what products you could put on the order form, you can change the pricing of things from what they are, listed as the product. You can add HTML, and that's what we're going to do. Basically the idea here is that we create two different order forms, one for an upsell version of the product, and one that is just the standard product. So let me show you how this looks. If we go to Aligned Online, Get Launched Online. So this is the order form. I'm going to show you this trick too. This is a way that you can have discounted pricing showing on the order form. So that's kind of nice. It makes people feel like, oh, I'm getting a deal, and you go down here and you say what the deal is. And then this area here is some added HTML, and it's a little bit, if you don't know HTML and CSS and stuff, it looks a little goofy. So I'll try to talk you through what it means, but I will also copy and paste to you, Jessica, the code itself.
Nice, thanks. I have a little background, but.
Okay, good. So there's a couple things. So the nice thing about an order form is it pulls in these payment plans too. Mm-hmm. So this is the way you get these payment plans that you set up to show up. And then so let's do this first thing first. So we're gonna show how to add this little extra bit down here, and of course this button goes to a different order form, where basically we go back and forth between these two order forms, so we can downgrade or upgrade.
Okay.
So let's dig in. Infusionsoft. I think this is our first Infusionsoft call, which is not surprising because Infusionsoft is one of those. It's like $200 to $300 a month, so it's not usually where you're starting out. So you are typically starting out, with just trying to cobble things together with PayPal and your MailChimp, sending out emails and stuff like that. Infusionsoft is an all-in-one. I'm telling this for everybody. You know this, Jessica. Infusionsoft has a lot of stuff all built together, so that you have products for sale and you have emails, automated emails that can go out. You can have very intricate sequences, a lot of different logic and thing that can say, hey, this person gets this kind of email, and if they do this, they get this. And it also has landing pages and order forms. Obviously, you've seen it has forms to just take surveys and things like that. So there's a lot of stuff built into Infusionsoft. And as you grow your business, you want to automate more, and it's not a bad way to go. I'm always been a little surprised. I've always been a little amazed that there hasn't been something just like a little bit in between, like, not quite as all-encompassing and complex as Infusionsoft, but giving most of the features of what what they offer in a simpler interface, and it hasn't happened. So entrepreneurs, go make that happen. Anyway, so here we're in e-commerce setup, and this is where these order forms are, down here on the right. And we're going to look for get launched online. So these are the two different order forms, and you can see here, it's priced here, and I actually have a category. So what I do is I set up a completely separate category for products that's just about the discount. And then I'll show you this in a second. You go over here to promotions, and you can create a category discount. And then so when you assign this product the category of discount 48%, it drops it down in the just without a coupon code or anything, and gives you that nice discounted look. But then people can also apply a product specific promo code on top of that. So it's kind of a way to get around the fact that you can't do two different product specific promo codes, but you can create a category discount. So anyway, I'll give you a quick look at that in a minute. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at this order form, and there's a theme. So these, if you haven't set up a theme yet, you can create different themes. So you might have a specific you might design a specific different themed order form, maybe for the holidays, or for so I'm running a couple businesses out of this Infusionsoft app, so we have two different themes that have the logo different up here. Then this next thing is this HTML area. So this is going to be very intimidating to people, but basically I'm going to copy this so I can go over it with you, and then I'm going to put this in so I have a footer that has just a link to our website, nothing up here, and I have this bit in the middle. Let me go ahead and open a text editor. So this is, let's see if I can make it look a little bigger. No. So the idea here is that we have a little area up here that we are going to have some styles defined. These are CSS styles. So the A is your link. And all I'm doing here is I'm just saying, let's make it a nice little transition when it's from color to color, so that when you hover over it, it doesn't immediately jump from orange to black. There's a little bit of a fade effect. So that's what this transition is. And then I have this button color, and I'm actually displaying this button. So I'm creating this goes on a link element, so it goes on an A element. And what it does is it converts that A element to display as a block, so it makes it a button. And it creates this margin. So it goes basically, there's one line of type on the top and one line of type on the bottom, 1M, and then nothing on the sides. And then some padding inside the button, 0.75 lines up the top and 1.25 lines on the sides, puts the text in the middle of that. And then this border radius rounds the corners. And then the color of the text inside that gold button is white. And I don't want there to be an underline on this. It would normally, because it's a link. So I say text decoration none. And then this is the color of the button. So if I change this color here to CSE colors, it would probably be black. But you guys are doing gold too, so you could keep this. And then I also have a fade effect on this on the background color of the button itself. And then here's the hover state. So these are just some styles that I've put into the, in line into this section. And then what happens is if all you really need, is this part, this A class button goal. Here's the link to the other order form. Here's the I've inlined the styles just in case, and so the color, and what the button says. That's you could get away with just that, but I'm doing a little fanciness here. I'm putting it in a div and floating it to the left. So I'm making this a width of 62% and floating it on the left so that I can float this other div on the right that shows this, how do I preview this? Well, we'll just look at it again. That shows this little section of text over here. So there's a div here that's floating on the left, and there's a div here that's floating on the right.
Oh, interesting.
With this thing. Mm-hmm. Fascinating. So I'm just thinking, this is basically, but what I'm saying is you could literally come in here and just go HTML area. Mm-hmm. Here's the style. We don't need all this stuff. We get rid of the div, get rid of the, so this is some text under the button. Mm-hmm. Did I mess that up? No. Yeah, I did. That's the button. So you could just do that, and then it would just look like this.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, it won't look like that. It'll look like, so you see how it's going all the way across? Because that div isn't telling it to stop at 62%.
Yeah.
So it's going all the way across, and it's pushed all the way to the left. There's no padding inside this area. But that's, that's in a way that could be all you need. And I have a image floating here. You don't even need that. So you could get away with, trying to make it even more simple. Mm-hmm. Let's blow off this image. Save that. And aligned. Get launched.
Okay.
So I think it's worth putting it in a div and splitting this so it's easier to read.
Yeah.
So at the very least, what I do is I'll take it, I'll go in here and I'll say, so here's all the styles, and then I'll just put a div here and I'll go div style equals width 50, 60%, something like that, and then close it out on the other end. Div save, and that gets you this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw just this simpler code into our thing, so you don't get overwhelmed.
Okay.
I'll put them both into the chat. But basically, you just do the opposite of this on the. So you have to have two order forms. Okay. One with the upsold product and one with the the downgraded product, and these buttons just go between them. Now there's a different thing entirely called option like there's these add-ons, these options. And initially you go, oh, well, this is the answer. I'll just have my upsell be this add-on. But you don't get to promote it the way you do down here. You don't get to like call out how cool it is. Mm-hmm. And it winds up being a little limiting in other ways. So you can only do, select one add-on. So this is sort of more like, the idea here is if you order a t-shirt, it's extra small, small, medium, large, right? Mm-hmm. But if in the right circumstance, you can create these options for a product, and that might be a different way to get you a little more flexibility in the on the order form. So how that works is here's the product. You go to product options, and you create a list of add-ons here, and then you can edit what they are. So between those two things, it gives you some flexibility. And then let me show you this last bit, which is the in e-commerce. So on this product, right? So let's go back to this product. I've created a whole slew of these markdowns, and what I've done is I've made sure I understand why it's 18%. So to get from 850 to 697, to get from 750 to 600. So I've created these categories, and in typical Infusionsoft manner, these like, where do you create these categories? Well, it's up here in e-commerce setup over here. So what I did is I created a category markdown, and then I'm adding subcategories to that to add these. And then what I can do is I can assign, any product one of these categories, and go back over here to promotions under e-commerce, and say, and create these promotions that are just based on those categories. So markdown 20% is just pulling this category. So it's a category discount, and it's only for things that are marked with this markdown 20% category. No other criteria is needed, and that just automatically drops the price on that order form, which I think is kind of, just psychologically nice. People feel like, oh, and if you put some language in that HTML area, like it's a limited deal, and it could be a limited deal, like you could, take this off, you could put it on for the holidays, and say in your HTML area, 20% discount for the holidays, and then when it's time to be done, just uncheck this, uncheck that category on the product itself. Does any of that make sense? So,
yes, it does.
Did I just completely overwhelm you? Sorry.
No, it's good. It is funny how Infusionsoft has all these little neat elements, but like you said, they're separated out into different sections of the commerce setup. So I just have to go in and make sure I connect them, I guess, correct? Like,
yeah, so you'd have to create two different order forms.
Yeah.
And I'm just dropping this code into the chat here.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Trying. I think I did that. Style. No, that's the wrong one. Where's the one with the image? There it is. Come on. Did I do it?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Kim is on the call. Sorry, Kim. Yes, this is a little more complex. But we'll get to whatever you have.
Yeah, I'll get there one day. It's all right.
As well. Yeah. One of these days, I'm going to create a training that's basically like the minimum amount of CSS that you need to know to like make adjustments on your templates and stuff. So there's a few things. You don't need to know every little thing, but there's a few things that are nice to know to be able to inline style some, change. So even in lead pages, now that lead pages has the ability to have some custom CSS attached. So you can do cool things, like you can make background pictures do that parallax thing that, it's not built in, but a little custom CSS thrown in there can make that happen. Anyway, let's move on. I'm not sure why. Oh, there it is. Okay. What was your other question?
Other question I had. So I'm trying to put the event information on our website, and I noticed the event section's not there, probably because it was an older event. And then in the side, the WordPress site, the pages, that section's kind of like translucent in a way.
Yeah.
Is that
Okay. Yeah. Let me show you what that means.
Thank you.
Hang on just a second. Let me let me go back in and change my order form.
Oh
back.
yeah, don't forget. Yeah.
So I put that little picture and stuff back in. Where am I going? Order for e-commerce setup, order form. Sorry, hang on just a second. Get launched. Search plus. Is this the one I changed? No, that's fine. Infusionsoft doesn't like the back button either. HTML area. No. Okay. Save. Save. All right. So let's look at let's look at the so this is in WordPress. We're looking at a Divi themed site. So this is Creative Successful Entrepreneurs.
Parker, if it doesn't take you too far off track,
yeah,
could you tell me how this WordPress site is different than mine, or is that take us down a rabbit hole?
Well, no, it's super easy to get confused because people say, oh, you need a WordPress site. And so people go over to WordPress.com and they sign up for a WordPress site. And this is a hosted, this is a hosted service, that you sign up for, and it's good, but it has some limitations. You can't use every plugin. You can't. I'm not even sure you can roll. Like, I'm not sure what you can use in terms of themes. Like if there's a certain amount of themes that are available only from them. So yeah, it looks like it. Browse themes.
Which one do I need instead?
Well, the idea. So the other way to go is you install WordPress from WordPress.org on your own server. So most hosting providers have a one-click button that you just click to install WordPress on their server. So if you're hosting at GoDaddy or Bluehost or
You've got to be kidding.
One-on-one. Nope.
Okay, we need to talk later because I don't want everybody else probably already knows this, and I don't want to waste their time.
Well, I'm sorry you were confused, and I'm sorry I didn't do a better job explaining it that would make you not confused. But now I know to let people know, anytime I recommend WordPress, to recommend that they. Well, here's the thing though. There's actually a really good reason to not do this, to put it on your own server, which is unless you're on like I'm on WP Engine, and WP Engine is a premium, high-end, managed WordPress solution. So GoDaddy has a managed WordPress plan. I think Media Temple. I'm also on Media Temple. They have a managed WordPress plan. And why you need that is because WordPress is the most popular platform, so it's also the most popular target for hackers. And so what I have the ability to through WP Engine is they're monitoring it constantly. It's backed up daily. If I want to back up something easily before I make a change, I can just do it right now. I can back up to any point in the last month. And it's super, like, they're on top of it, and their support is amazing. So when you have a problem, it's really nice that, you're spending $30 a month, but or more. And but at the same time, if you had one hacking incident, and Melissa had this problem, it's a $400 bill from some tech guy to unravel everything and try to get you, back to where you were. And sometimes you can't even do that if you don't have a good backup. So if you're on some really super cheap hosting provider, it's great because it's so low cost. But if you ever have a problem, you're kind of screwed. So you make sure you have a plugin like Backup Buddy or one of these. There's like automated backup plugins you should make sure you're using if you're not using one of these managed WordPress solutions. So yeah, I don't know. Did you pay for a year, Kim?
I believe I did.
I don't think it's the end of the world. I think, see what happens. See where you run. You're not going to, your business is, just starting, so you're not really going to run up against the limitations as quickly as. Oh, you have.
Against limitations, major limitations. But again, I don't want to hijack the conversation, so I'm sorry.
Like what?
Like I couldn't have email through it because I had bought my domain through GoDaddy. That was the first huge problem. I'm having a lot of trouble working within the templates to create what I want visually, and in the same way that I was with lead pages that I told you about.
Yeah.
And then when I did ConvertKit for this challenge, I couldn't connect that to the WordPress site because it works with WordPress.org.
Right. Yeah.
And these were all things that I didn't know or understand, and have created hours and days of just frustration and lost time.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
What you might do, let's look at the bottom here.
I'm sorry it's loud. I should put in my earplugs because the traffic is going by outside. Hang on.
All right. I was looking briefly. Sorry, I realizing we're recording all this. I was looking to see if they have some kind of money back guarantee, or if there's a way to talk to them about, when you've signed up and it's not meeting your needs, if there's a way to.
I can reach out to customer service and
yeah,
see,
you might. So the other thing is, the other reason to use WordPress.com is because you can get started for nothing and just see what, it's on a, it's on a subdomain, but through GoDaddy you could actually mask that and make it look like your domain. And so there's, basically you get ads, but you could start something with no money and it would be, a way to start. And if you're doing something like super one-off, like an event or something, that's a possibility. Like you could just come in here, quickly create something. I don't know which one I don't see anything about their policies or terms of services here that says money back. But give them a ring and see if there's something they can do.
Okay.
And then and then let's talk to me, because we would want to set something up probably on GoDaddy. But here's the thing, WP Engine, like a lot of these things, is just WordPress. It doesn't have mail. It doesn't have any others. It doesn't have domains. So as nice as I like WP Engine, I recommend it for people, but it doesn't solve all your problems. So I actually have been setting people up recently on GoDaddy's managed WordPress solution, and then paying a little extra for their SiteLock Pro to make sure that the security is taken care of. So that's something you guys could look at. Since you're already on GoDaddy, then everything's in one place, and your mail's there, and your website and stuff. But let's quickly switch gears, and we will go look at the back end of Creative Successful Entrepreneurs. And this is the Divi theme that I use a lot for my clients because it's so flexible, and it has a lot of features that are sort of drag and drop like. So if you're used to Squarespace or it's a visual way to look at things. So let's look at this page, and I will explain what happened, what's going on. So we're looking at the home page. And Divi has this sort of symbolic view, like sort of, it's not showing you the website, but it's showing you the sections in their regular builder, in this default builder. And this is kind of nice because you can just move things around. It's a little like it doesn't have the it's a way to sort of strip things down and look at your website sort of conceptually. And then the other thing that's happening here is, so this section that's grayed out, what's going on there is that I've come down here and said disable on phone, tablet, and desktop.
Oh, okay.
So, and this is a cool tool because what you can do is you can create two different layouts. So you can have one section that is shown on the desktop, and you can duplicate that. So let's say I have, I don't want this image part on the mobile phone. So you would duplicate this whole section, and then you would come in here and you'd say, well, on this, on this version, we're gonna only show it on the desktop, and we're gonna disable it on the phone and the tablet. And on this version, oh, I did it on the wrong thing. You can do it within the sections too, so it doesn't have to be this big section. It could be a row. You can disable a row and pull. So I could take this. Shoot, hang on. Now I've done it. I can take this. Come on, seriously? I hate you. All right, you can take this little row and put it up here, right? And then so this row we're going to show on the phone and we're going to show on the phone and the tablet, but not show on the desktop. And then here I can just go, you know what? We don't want an image there. And so, or we could say, we want the full width for this. And then, that's not shown on the desktop. So those two things, would work together to show a different thing depending on whether you're on the phone or you're on the desktop. Or, and you can
kind of reason why that would make sense. I mean, nowadays I feel like a lot of things can convert to any device that you're using and still looks pretty good, but
yeah, I don't. There's only a few times when I've really needed to do that, and it's been, it's typically like there's some, Divi has a lot of power, so you can go in and you can say, make sure this image never gets wider than 320 pixels. So it doesn't do that thing where you typically see on mobile sites where, that section has dropped around. Let me not, I'm not going to update this. So I'm just going to close out because I've made changes and I don't want to keep them.
Thank you for showing me that. I can go and do that now. So that's great.
Yeah. So just uncheck that when it's ready to go. But I was going to say trying to think of a site that where where there's a good example of this. It might be on Play Big. Let's look at Play Big real quick. So I'll give you an example of why a time you might use it. So here's our pages, and where's the home page? Here we go. Play Big, edit. I think I'm going to give you an example. I could be wrong. So yeah, so here I've got this section. Oh, it's disabled now. This is not correct. I don't know why I have that. No idea. All right, I don't have a good example. I'm going to move on.
That's okay. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, typically you just have to look at it on your phone and you go, oh, you know what? They don't need to see this picture of happy smiling people taking up the top of the, like it'll take up, like what'll sometimes happen is something you put on the left side of a split view, just to sort of to sort of illustrate something. So you like put a little picture over here on the left. Well, on the phone, it takes over the whole screen and it is in the top position. So you might decide, you know what, let's on the phone just not have that picture. Or put it, or flip it, right? So that on the phone, the image is on the other side. And unless you create these two different sections, where one is on the desktop and one is not, there's no way to tell it to, there's no easy way to tell it to, flip those around. So you just have
on
to
the different devices. Yeah.
Right.
I got you. Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Sure. Kim, what else you got?
I'm going to head out, you guys. You have a great day.
All right. Take care, Jessica.
Bye, Jessica. Well, I don't know if it would serve Lisa or not, but I don't really know yet how to set up PayPal to buy just a little thing.
Okay. Let's take a look.
All right.
So is Lisa here? She's not muted.
Yes, I'm now unmuted. Can you hear me?
Hey, yes, I can.
All
Hey,
right.
you joined us. Awesome.
I did.
Before I answer your question, Kim, let me ask Lisa.
Yeah.
Is there a specific thing you wanted me to cover?
Yeah, really quickly.
Sure.
And I can wait my turn, but I want on lead pages, I want to voice record a thank you. I don't want to do a visual right now.
Right.
And
so you want to add a thank you that's visual, that's audio.
Thank you for coming to my Facebook community, whatever. So I wrote the script, which I'd love you to look at, but not today. But I don't know how to record it. So just put that, I don't know if you can see me or not, but just put that in your bonnet there to help me. And then go
that first part. It's totally cool.
Okay. Well, let's take I think that's something I can answer quickly. So let me log into your Lead Pages account, or my Lead Pages account, doesn't matter. And so the Lead Pages has a drag and drop builder, and it has a lot more capabilities than their standard builder. So when if you're an old school Lead Pages person, you're used to picking a template and then changing little bits and pieces of the template, maybe turning off a section, but you couldn't really move things around or change things a lot.
Right.
But with this new builder, it has little widgets that you can drop in. It has the ability to move things around. You can resize, different sections and things. So, for example, you can put video in here, right? But the thing is,
put video.
I know, but this is the only way that you can't get it to just talk. So
Really?
You could, well, you have two options here.
Yeah, because you're a guru. Couldn't I just add some app, get some app on my computer, or download on my computer to record it and pop it in?
Well, here's what you can do. So you can drag in an HTML section.
Okay.
And then go in here, and you would have your web person create the little bit of code that you would need to drop.
My web person, you? Yes. I could. Okay.
To drop in an audio file here. So let me quickly see what happens if I. Well, there's a couple different ways you could go here. So one way you could go is to put it in a service like SoundCloud or something that lets you embed a little something that's an audio file. So I think Bandcamp and SoundCloud, there's a bunch of those. So that might be the first easy thing to look at, because we're always about trying to find the easiest way to do things.
Right.
But there are ways to support an audio player in code. But let me just throw this out here, Lisa. What if you put a video?
What if I did?
That wasn't a video.
I could do a video. I'm just a little self-conscious, so I was thinking I'd just do my voice, but I could do a video, and I could do it through the camera on my computer, correct?
Yeah, and I know I don't know why you're self-conscious, because you're a very magnetic, attractive person. So get yourself on camera. I think that is going to be serving you to have more video, both of you guys actually. The more video you can do, and you're trying, you know, you're both in the position where you want to be connecting, you know, with clients, right? You want to make that connection.
Yeah.
So the more video, the better. But there is a hack. So what you could do.
Show me the hack that makes it easy.
The hack you could do is you could take, oh God, sorry, hang on.
Parker, can I record directly by hitting video right there and putting it in?
Well, what I was going to say, do a video.
Okay.
Here's my hack. Do a video. Do the best you can. And if you're not happy with how you look, here's what you do. You go we open the video up. So let me find the video here. Let's go into sorry. Material for program. All right, so here's adding events calendar. All right, so let's say I hated this video of myself, right? So what you can do is you can go, I'm going to do this in ScreenFlow. So this is an inexpensive program called ScreenFlow.
Would it work on my regular HP?
No, there's probably, but it might actually. I don't really know. There's similar. You know, basically, you need a low-cost way to do this, but you're going to insert the video, right? So we're going to put this video in here. So let me just, you know, pick one. And
I'm going to write it down. I won't remember it.
Well, I'm recording all this, so you can look at it later. But so branding, no, material for programs. So here's this. All right, so I'm going to put this video in here.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say I didn't like the way I looked in the video.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I usually don't.
Okay,
so hey, I know this website. This is your website. So what you can do is we can insert a photo. So we take a picture.
Yeah.
And we say, you know, here's, let's get a bigger version of this. So we take this.
It's a great picture.
And we just stretch it out.
Okay.
And then this picture, and we actually, put it in the right place.
Will your lips start moving and talking as we do this?
Well, yeah, then we animate it. So the idea here is then we export this video and it's your voice, but you don't have to do this. And you can get fancy here, Lisa. You could actually have a couple pictures and dissolve between them, right?
Ooh.
So you could do a little slideshow, you know, especially if you have.
I think it's about a 2-minute verbiage, 2 minutes, saying thank you, welcome to, you know.
Yeah, so the idea here is think about your goal of what you're trying to get them to do, right? So we're always we don't just put a thank you page up if we want to sort of get them to at least give them the opportunity to get to our website or get on our calendar or something. So for example, what I would say is you would want to go go here to beyondcellularhealings.com and take a picture of the landing page, right, of the website.
Okay.
And then you have, you have this as I'm just taking a screenshot. And then you can go into, when you're making this video happen, you can at some point, insert, choose, Dropbox, screenshots, this thing. All right. So at some point, you will go here and you'll be able to, for a little bit, put the website in. So at some point you would say, I'm starting and ending transition. So at this point, and then, obviously this is the wrong size. So you would come in here and.
I understand what you mean though.
Yeah. So this is, scaling this here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay, so back into my. Okay, so when I'm on lead pages, I click on the video and I just do the best I can, and then you can help me fix it.
Yeah, and listen, you might luck out. You might have a place that, I don't look bad here. And if it's at the start, that's a great place to,
Okay.
to capture people's attention, because that's where their attention needs capturing, right? So to have you actually talking to somebody and say, hey, I'm, and be, you're so good at conveying your honest appreciation and, and such. So just really put that image of that person that is looking at your website in your mind, and look at the camera and go, I'm so glad you could, come here, and thank you so much, and go from there. And as much as you can get on camera, great. And where you want to cut away, we throw it in here, and we throw some screenshots up, or we put a pic, something else. I don't think you can go from a live video to, your picture static. So we'd have to think about some other, thing that would happen there. Because that would be a little weird, right? You'd go, if we just had your picture, that's fine. And that doesn't move, and it's just your picture.
Can you input my picture in over the video and still use the sound?
Yeah, that's the thing. So I'm using the sound.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the sound underneath of this video that I did, but I'm putting pictures on top of it, and then I'll export it here. Okay. So you can publish it to Vimeo or YouTube or whatever, but you can just export it too.
All right. Cool.
Cool.
Sorry I took Kim's time.
Not at all. We got 10 more minutes. Kim, what do we got?
Okay.
All is well. I was just wondering about the PayPal thing.
Okay. So Lisa we're running up against some problems with PayPal, so I want to make sure we don't start you down the wrong path necessarily. So one of the things with PayPal is if you're not paying for their certain level of service, it's hard to do things. So the free.
Back up for a second.
Yeah.
What I want to do with this challenge at the end, I'm just going to offer the content for like $7, and really just for me to practice.
All right.
Having it back in and putting it all together. So if PayPal's not the way to go.
No, PayPal's perfect for that.
Okay. All right.
What PayPal's less good at is if I want to have I want to give them a payment plan that's 6 months and it stops after that. It's easy to set up PayPal to do a monthly billing that never stops until you cancel it, but it takes some extra work to make it do other things.
So this is just a one-time deal.
So this is super simple. So you would log into your PayPal account. We're going to log into here. There's my balance. You go here to all tools. You should probably go ahead and have them, show you how it works. But we're going to just go ahead and skip past that. And then there's this section down here that's PayPal buttons. So you click on PayPal buttons, and you would you'll have some samples here, right? My saved buttons. So sample buy now button. So we're going to go ahead and create a similar button. So they have a sample here. We're going to create a similar button. And there's a couple different types here. So there's subscriptions, if it's going to be, they have a whole bunch of different things here. I might be paying for the way that makes this have more options. But anyway, you can certainly do a buy now button. But you can also have donate. You can also have subscribe. I'm not sure how this works. This is something new.
Parker, am I paying the upper version for PayPal or not?
Well, you'll find out. If this is here, then then you are. You can always go to your profile.
Okay. Oh no.
And look at settings.
Okay. No, that's fine. You just made a comment that we were running into problems, and I'm wondering if it's because I need to pay more for.
No. Sorry, Lisa. I didn't know I was talking to you. Yeah, maybe. Maybe if we upgrade to this.
But
okay.
Well, because they resubscribe. Oh, it's subscription. Never mind. I'm gonna look at automatic billing. I'll look it up.
Yeah, take a look, because that could be a nice way to solve your problem here.
Okay.
Like what it costs extra.
Okay.
And it may not cost, and they keep changing things. So I'm not. It used to
combine
be.
with Vimo.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that in your email that you sent me.
Yeah.
I had seen that from.
I figured
They sent me the same email.
Okay.
So yeah, Venmo is now an option to tie in with your PayPal account, which is cool. So for Kim, you're just going to create a buy now button, and it's super simple. You're going to take the item name. You're going to say resilience challenge videos, and you don't need an ID, but you need a price. I would say $7 is really generous. Maybe it's there's one of these. There's like a spectrum where if the value doesn't match, like if the price doesn't match what they want the perceived value to be, it's going to be like a weird disconnect. Like it's almost too good a deal, and it's going to like be a little weird. So $7 for one video makes a lot of sense. $7 for 4 video. How? Like you're doing 4 hours of training, right?
It's 5 videos, so it's 5 days. It's also 5 days of content that would be delivered, through an ebook as well.
And all that for $7.
Yeah, because I was thinking of it as a test. I mean, I don't know, Parker.
Okay. Well, I do, and that's too little. So don't offer that for $7. But you could offer something for $7, right? So what you want to do, like how people frame offers. Like they give you some lowball thing that's $7, and then they put a middle thing that's $29, and then they put a $129 thing on the other side, and then that gives you the psychological bracketing that you go, oh, well, that $29 thing seems like a really good deal. So I would put 3 offers together and say, hey, you can get the overview workbook, and an overview video for $7. You can get all 5 hours of video training and the workbook for $29. So it's like, well, for $22 more, I'm going to get that. And you can get a private session with me, and all of the, and the 29 and all of that for $129. Why are you screaming?
It's just so scary, but it's also so awesome. I didn't even consider offering that with this iteration. Well,
consider it. So anyway, for now, let's just put this $7 thing in here. You don't need multiple prices. You're gonna make different buttons for each one of these things. So multiple prices are if you need to pay a little extra for the extra large T-shirt. That's not what we're doing here. And then here's the thing. So this is the thing that catches everybody off guard. Like, all right, so you customize. You can create you can create your own button with an image. So that's kind of nice if you want to have an image that you've already put on your server that you can get the URL of. You would use this. But this PayPal button's fine, but if you had an image that you could get to from the internet, you could make it the button. You can use a smaller button.
What kind of image do you mean?
Well, like
not like a logo or anything, right? Because it needs to look like a button.
No, it needs to look like a button, but you may not want it to look like a PayPal button. PayPal has their branding, so they have this little pill-shaped thing.
Oh, I don't care at this point. That's fine.
Okay, yeah. Then and then then you make it a big button, and you can decide shipping. No shipping. So all right. So all of this everything else is gravy, right? So we don't need any of this. So you just hit create button, and now here's the thing that trips people up. So on your website, you would put this form. And that's all, and that's what puts this button on a website, is that form. But most of the time in Facebook and on emails and stuff, you're not going to get this button. You need a link that gets people to the form, and you want to click on this email tab to do that. So and then you pick this, Command C, and I would say if you're I think it would be worth your time to go set up a free Bitly account and to have a ability to create short links for things. So that, and the reason why it's worth it is because it lets you track how many people click on something. So in here I could create this bit link that's this button or this link to the PayPal page, and then I can let me get this out of the way. I can customize what it says. So I can say, whatever it is, resilience. I don't want to take up anything that you're going to actually use. So Bitly's, the only bad thing about Bitly is that everybody's using it. So a lot of things aren't available in terms of creating a link that has words in it. So you have to be a little creative about that. Or use their whatever they generate is fine too. Why can't I get this to work? There we go. So aligned online offer. Lowball offer. So I spelled lowball weird. Save. So now when I go to aligned online lowball offer, and align.online is my Bitly link. So I created a custom Bitly link, but I can also use Bitly here. Lowball offer. I'm taken to the order form that was created with that button. So PayPal are $7, and then I log in with my PayPal account and pay the $7.
Cool. So here's one thing I wasn't entirely sure of. So I understand that I could put that link in an email, but could I put that in the landing page?
Yeah. So that's the cool thing. So you take that same link, right? And let's go over to lead pages, right? And let's go ahead and lead pages will log me in as me because I've been logged in as me. But just to give you an example, so here we'll do this millennial training. So you would go in here to edit. So this is on your thank you page.
Okay.
You basically, and I would say use a video if you can. Take a video of yourself saying thanks so much for joining me for the training, or for signing up for the free training.
This is what the guy on the training thing that I've been learning is calling the recap page.
Great.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
great.
I'll steal that. Recap page. Okay.
Well, no, because it's supposed to lead to multiple offers. So,
yes.
Yeah.
So then all you're doing is you're putting a button here. So you go over here and you say button and you put it where you want it. And you put your call to action. Get the lowball offer. Right? And then you click this link and you say external URL and you would put in that PayPal link. And you wouldn't put in the Bitly link because you don't need to track. Well, you could if you want to track it from Bitly. That might be smart too. The thing with it is if you're using lead pages, a lot of people aren't using lead pages because it costs $30 a month. So if you're not using lead pages, definitely whatever you're creating a landing page in, use Bitly so you can track the clicks. But if you're using lead pages, tracking the clicks is built into lead pages. So that's not necessary to do the Bitly link here.
Okay.
And then let's preview that. And the other thing you might want to do, Kim, is in that code on lead pages, there's a little box here that says new window. So you decide, do you want to keep them on this recap page and then pop a new tab open with the PayPal offer, or if they buy that thing, they're done and you don't want to, you don't want to have to, worry about anything else, right? So it's like, so if you want the offer to open in a new window, it's actually a new tab. Click that.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Sure. That's going to do it. Unless there's a last question. Quick question.
I have a last question.
Okay.
Okay. The Bluetooth, the one that you sent me.
Yeah.
Okay, Parker, I have spent hours trying to get it to sync with my computer. It doesn't. So the thought came to me, is it because my computer is old enough that maybe I need to download something, a software, so that it syncs?
No, but what you might need to do is, are you using a dongle or anything to connect the Bluetooth?
No.
So it's built, is Bluetooth built into the computer then?
Oh, yeah, I'm losing the dongle. You're right. Yeah.
All right, so what you might want to do is go on to Amazon.
Oh, go on to Amazon, okay.
And say Bluetooth dongle, because it might just be that dongle's old and not great.
No, it's brand new. I just
it is.
I just barely hooked everything up. It barely is in the last month. And so I'm able to link the one that plugs into both of my ears. We recorded with it. Remember?
Yeah, let me, yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off. What I wanted to say is that audio through Bluetooth is different than what these dongles are designed to support. The problem is that the Bluetooth spec is really about low energy. It's about a limited stream of data. That's basically, it can support a wireless mouse. It can support a
the dongle that I have does not support this edge piece of, because it's a PLT edge. It doesn't support that.
I doubt it. So for instance, I have this, so I'm using right now this, one of these, Sennheiser doohickeys, and they have their own like super special dongle because it's designed to put audio through Bluetooth. So it's like much more.
Okay, so I'll just go to Amazon. I'll put in the brand name, this edge.
Well, see, it's the Plantronics. So I don't know if Plantronics has their own.
That's what. Okay.
Dongle. Bluetooth dongle. Yeah, try the brand name. The one that is made by the same people that made your headset.
Yeah.
And see what
There's the headset, but where's the dongle?
Yeah, you might have to go on the Plantronics. Here it is.
There it is.
Well, no, this is a different seller. So I would say maybe you'd have to go to Plantronics website or call and see call them up and say, hey, I have this headset. I want to use it on my computer. What is the dongle I need that's going to work? Because the one I bought on Amazon isn't doing the job.
Yeah, I'm like done with it. And yet I need it to connect, because what's happening is when Uber Conference disconnects me on my phone, then I lose my whole conference call.
Yeah. No, you have
with on my computer, then it won't drop.
I would say, yeah. How would that work? Could you just have the call on the speaker and built-in speaker and built-in mic on your computer?
Yeah, but
so it stays open.
I do. That's what I do. I have literally Uber Conference set up on my iPad, my phone, and my computer, because that's how complicated it has become.
So sorry.
But I was just, and I even hooked. I was able to hook the Edge onto my iPad, and I was super excited about it. And then, but when I logged in to do the call on Wednesday, I couldn't talk through the iPad. I could hear it, but I couldn't. Uber Conference had to call me on my phone for me to connect.
Okay. Did you have Bluetooth enabled on the iPad?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I don't know why that would be. And it was paired? Did you have it paired?
It was paired. It was just so weird. It's like things like that show up at the very last minute on me.
Well, here's a and this is a lesson I have to keep teaching myself. Yeah. Like, don't wait till the last minute. Do a test.
Listen, Parker.
Do it.
Well, I did. I didn't know how to do a test on it because I needed somebody to connect. So I got on 10 minutes early.
We'll call a friend or call me, and then we'll figure it out, right? So you need to know that it works.
I need to know that it works ahead of time. Exactly.
Yeah. But call this number 855-765-7878 and see what they say, because they might have a dongle that they recommend if they don't make one, and then go get that one.
Okay.
The other option, and this might even be a better option, is if you can hardwire a different headset. There's You know, there's wired headsets. There's ones that go plug right into the computer and leave your
Well,
hands free.
I have one.
Okay. Well,
But Parker, you said it didn't sound good when we did because we were using that one through the computer when you and I were talking that one time. You said it wasn't clear enough.
it wasn't wasn't the best.
Yeah.
But dropping call, I think you'd be better off with a little less sound quality and a rock solid
Okay.
connection that
Okay.
it wasn't going to drop. That you didn't have to have 5 devices open
It
to
gets
keep the
so
call going.
confusing. Exactly. All right, I've taken up enough time. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Glad you could join us today. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, everybody. That's going to wrap us up for this week's Codeside Assistance. It was an interesting one.
Thank you so much, Parker.